Basement at with MediaUnlocked.net. Today we're going to be talking about the Aputure VS-5 monitor, which retails for $500. It is a pretty amazing monitor for what it is at the price point. It is 7 inches. So let's talk a little bit about the exterior of the monitor. Of course, you've got the monitor here on the front. On the sides, you have the on and off button, and then you have your menus. Flipping over to the other side, if you wanted to flip the monitor this way, you do have a 1/8 inch screw, so you can screw in a hot shoe or something to that effect. And then on the back, it does 2 batteries. Now the nice thing is it only uses 1 battery at a time, so once one battery dies, it will start using the second battery so that you can get a longer life out of the monitor. It takes the Sony MP batteries. You also have a USB port on the back, so if you need to do any updates as far as firmware, then you're able to do that. They do come out with firmware updates from time to time for the software of the monitor. You do have headphone jacks right there on the back, so you are able to hook up a pair of headphones and actually monitor audio. Now again, it's not going to be perfect, but it is going to be better than not having that option to monitor audio at all. If you have an older camera that does, an older like Canon 6D that does not have the headphone jack option, well guess what? Now you have the option to monitor audio while shooting with your Canon 6D. You also have a power cord right there. And then underneath, the really cool thing about this monitor is underneath you are actually able to do HDMI in and out and SDI in and out. So if you're using a professional camera like a Sony FS5 or FS7, this monitor will work with that, which I think is fantastic. So again, at $500, this 7-inch monitor is one of the best on the market in my opinion. I'm really, really happy with it. And one of the other really, really cool features that they've added, and I think this is great for anybody that shoots outside a lot or in any condition where it's going to be super bright, you have this little bracket that goes onto the front of the monitor. And once the bracket is in, you have these little Velcro pieces. We're going to pull them off to the side and make sure the bracket is in fully. And then you have this piece right here. And what we do is we just connect the Velcro here, and then it will fit right in. And we'll just pop this piece in like so. And once it's in, we'll use the Velcro to Velcro it down all the way around it. And now, guess what? You can be outside but still see everything that's going on in your monitor because you're able to look right down here and really see it. I think the only squabble I have about this monitor, and it's such a small one, is I do wish it came with a case that harbored all the equipment, everything that the monitor comes with. It comes with multiple HDMI cords depending on what type of camera you might be using, so they try to preemptively have that set up for you. It comes with this bracket piece as well as the viewing piece that goes into it. It also comes with this small mount. We're actually using a Canon 430EX mount so that we had something to stand on, but it does come with this piece, this little hot shoe mount right here, which is fantastic. So that was would be my only squabble, is that I do wish it came with a case, but again, you can't get everything you want, and at this price point, I'm still really impressed with the quality of the monitor. It does monitor at 1080p, so that is really nice. And now what we're going to do is we're going to do a close-up of some of the functions that the monitor actually has so that you guys can actually see some of the things the monitor does. It has some really cool features, some of them being you get focus peaking, you get a histogram, you are able to do zebras, you are able to do false color, you are able to do vector scopes, you're able to actually physically see monitoring of audio levels right there on the screen, and it has many more functions, and we're going to go over a few of them right now. So let's take a closer look of this monitor. We now have the monitor set up, so we can kind of go through a few of the features. We're not going to go through everything. I'm just going to go through some of the stuff I really like. Of course, I have the monitor set up to the Sony a7 III, which I got shooting at me. The battery's about to die, so hopefully it doesn't die while we're doing this. But let's dive right into some of these monitor functions. So I just have it on. You have 2 screens when you hit the menu over here on the left. You can get full screen mode. Again, if you have an older DSLR, just to let you know, it may crop out some of the screen. They do have a HDSLR mode that will zoom it out more so that you get the whole screen. It just may be a little distorted. So if we hit menu again, we can go back, and then we have our RGB overlay, histogram, and then our vector scope. As well, as you can see, we can monitor our audio right there. We hold down the menu button here, And now all the settings come up. Now the assistive function, the very first on the list, this is where most of your settings are going to be at. So we can hit the menu again and we can kind of scroll through a lot of these and change these options. Two things that I really like, of course, are going to be your peaking. So we can set the color of peaking, and what peaking does is peaking actually allows you to figure out where your focus is. With our Sony cameras, we actually use red for peaking, and so we actually just manually focus and we can see where the most red dots come up, and that is going to be what's most in focus, which is really cool that you have that option here on the monitor. So again, I'm going to hold them but go back in. So you're able to actually set which color, and then if you want to turn peaking on or off, which if we wanted to do that, we'd hit menu and we could go down to peaking here, and then we'd hit menu again, and then we'd turn it on. Now, when we go back out, and we'll go back out, now you can see I'm in focus. All that peaking is hitting me, all that yellow peaking is showing that I'm in focus, which is really cool. And my beard looks really weird right now, guys, with all the peaking. So just to let you know. So we could go turn that back off, scroll down here, go to peaking, hit menu again, and then just go on.
Your beard looks weird anyway.
All right, thanks a lot, Bill. I know my beard looks amazing, not weird. You also have the option of zebras here, which are really cool. And we'll go back, turn that peaking back off, hit menu, go up to zebra. We can hit menu again. We can turn the zebras off. And so what zebras is going to let us know, and we'll just go back out of the menu system, is letting me know that this is overexposed. So zebra is a great way to figure out when you're shooting something, what is over and underexposed, and it's going to print these little zebras all around, and it's going to let you know that. So you have that option here with the monitor, which is great. Now we'll go back into the menu. We'll go over a few more things that I like that it does offer. One of them being you have HDSLR mode, which you can turn on, which for older DSLRs, that's just, I believe what it does is it zooms the footage. So like when you're looking through the monitor, it's not going to crop it. A lot of that has to do with the camera model and how it does the output through HDMI. Again, like a Canon 6D, the output is not, it doesn't spread the whole screen. This monitor is 1080p, just to let you know, and it gives you really clean looking footage through the monitor, which I really like. So let's hit menu again. We have our advanced assistive functions, waveform, vector scope, RGB histogram, volume bar, that's all right there. We can set up safe areas depending on how we're shooting. If we want to stay in a certain area, we don't want, we know when we go back into editing, things are going to be outside that safe area, so we can set those safe areas so that things are within that safe area when you're shooting video. You have your image settings, you can zoom, you can flip the monitor upside down, right side up. Color settings, again, this is another really cool thing. You are able to really tweak the monitor color settings, which I really like. I'm wondering eventually if people don't come up with a way, Sony A7R III, these are the color settings you want for your Aputure monitor. Someone hopefully will figure that out and put that information on the internet, and then I could just look at that information and input it into this monitor to get the most accurate color possible when using it. Straight out of the box, though, the monitor does an excellent job. And shooting and then going over to the editing and doing post work on the footage, it looks exactly how it does to the monitor so far, in my personal opinion. I really like it. You have your shortcuts if you want to set up some shortcuts, and then you have a few other settings. The biggest thing in the other settings is going to be your software update. At the time of this video being done in early May of 2018, a new firmware release had come out, so it does need to be updated, and it looks like my camera has finally run out of battery life right at the right time. Those are some really cool features about the monitor. Of course, if you guys look down below, you can hit that subscribe button. If you look over to your right, the newest video that we've got out, down to your right, diagonal from me, there will be a link to the monitor, so you can go check it out. If you are interested in purchasing it, it does give us a little commission, and it helps this channel stay alive. You guys have a great day.